On behalf of the entire Transition to College and Career staff, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today. As a staff, he has inspired each of us. And without further ado, please welcome Keith Hazel.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Hi, my name is Keith Hazel, and I'm a 2017 TCC graduate. I'm currently a full credit student here at HCC, who's in his second semester of his associate's degree. It's good to see everybody that I know that has inspired me to be here today. You know, if it wasn't for these people, I wouldn't be here. Especially the people who helped me to achieve my high set. You know, in 2016, I finally took action on going back to school after a 20-year absence. Friends of mine from Northampton referred me to the Literacy Project on Gothic Street. Some really great people there, really great people, you know, who really inspired me, and they, like, I want to say, once I started class, I became aware of how awesome and invigorating learning was. My teacher was really awesome, and you know, I found out later on when I came to college why, because I learned about, you know, his pedagogy and, you know, the way he taught, because it was just very inspirational for me. And it inspired me to, hold on a second. Okay. He inspired me to elevate my mind and myself through the learning process. He did more than just teach math, English, history, and science. Like I said, the style of his pedagogy was really amazing. He challenged us to think for ourselves, to question the questions and how we got to the solutions. This teacher even influenced me to vote for the first time in my life at 37 years old. You know, he taught us that we had rights, choices, and a voice to determine our future. He taught me that I was capable of doing the work to strengthen my mind and elevate my consciousness. I became much more aware of the world that we all live in, you know, things that I wasn't aware of, or, you know, I didn't want to get involved with because I thought that they were too complicated for me to understand. For the first time, I discovered I could change my circumstances through learning. You know, this teacher changed my perspective on teachers and education. School was once something I dreaded, but then came to realize how much I really loved it. While attending the high set program, we came here to Holyoke Community College for a day. Just 2 years ago, I was sitting where you guys are sitting right now. Francis Riviera Diaz was the keynote speaker, as I am now, which is crazy. It's just crazy how I'm standing up here, you know, as the keynote speaker. You know, thank you. You know, her story was so inspirational, so profound and touching to me that I cried my eyes out. And I don't know if Dane remembers that. I was sitting next to him the whole time. I was trying to hold it back, but I couldn't. You know, her story touched me that so much that I just cried. You know, her speech reaffirmed my decision to further my education after receiving my high set. Instinctually, I knew that transition to college and careers was my next step. My first day attending TCC, I remember walking down the hallway and seeing a poster that read, "If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done." Seeing this quote gave me even more affirmation on following through with my decision to further my education. I took a picture of the poster immediately and shared it on Facebook. Seriously though, I truly identified with that quote because that's what I had begun to do with my life. I always tried to take the easy way out in life and never got anywhere. I was exhausted doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. But those results never materialized until I made the decision to take action and do something I had never done. Going back to school was just one of those things. But by making the decision to move forward in a positive direction, I received much more than an education. Well, at HCC, I learned about computers, math, English, and career building. Education as an adult gave me the confidence I needed to succeed. I got to meet really awesome people who inspired me to empower myself through learning. People who truly care about learning and the power of it. People who understood where I was coming from and offered a helping hand in my decision to better my life through education. I have been elated through this process. True story. You know, I come from, you know, I know I look nice, and I'm talking good, and besides this heavy, thick Brooklyn accent, but in the house, baby, we in the house. We in the building. But I come from a very broken home, you know, filled with a lot of drugs, abuse, neglect, crime, and violence. And, you know, I've learned through recent studies and research that growing up in conditions like these have extremely negative effects on a child and their development, especially in school. And that's why it was really difficult for me to succeed in school, even though I did have the opportunities, you know. It was difficult. So, my whole life I thought I was too stupid or not good enough because that's what I was taught. But working through that stuff a day at a time and going back to school changed all that. Nathaniel Brandon said it best. It is impressive to see a person who has been battered by life in many ways, still striving to find a path to a more fulfilling existence, moved by the wisdom in knowing I am more than my problems. That's a tone check. 3 minutes, okay. We are all more than our problems. And our past, whatever that it may be, does not have to define our futures. Now, after not being able to form a correct sentence, I am in an honors English course. My math score has risen exponentially, which is a math term that means any positive, constant, raised to a power. I'm also taking Latino studies in order to learn more about my ethnicity and what it means to be a Latino, you know. Yo soy puertorriqueño. And most importantly, the reason why I came to college was to study American Sign Language. My dream is to become fluent in many languages, but primarily in American Sign Language in order to become a professional interpreter for the deaf, hard of hearing, and people and those with verbal communication disabilities. So, if you are willing to do something you've never done, then you too can have something you've never had. I hope my experience and story has served as an inspiration to you all, because if I can do it, anybody can.